Yeah, so I wake up this morning and I see a message, and it's Access Rattblood. Are you here, Rattblood?
And then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access.
I'm Access fucking Rattblood.
Access Rattblood, I see. All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about
And then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access.
Are you here, Rattblood?
I'm Access fucking Rattblood.
Access Rattblood, most abundant and successful king hero that we are all sitting with at this very moment. Are you willing to accept that as a truth? That you are a worthy man and that your penis is okay?
all these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now.
Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood?
Who the fuck is Access Rattblood?
I'm Access fucking Rattblood, bitch.
All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about it.
I'm Access fucking Rattblood. Friends and enemies of YouTube, children of the metaverse, digital drug addicts everywhere. I am your digital distributor. The necrosynthetic pimp. And it seems that upon sailing these cyber seas, the ship has become infested with rats. Lots of fucking rats. So it's time to draw a little blood. I do so enjoy rat blood, as most of you may know. Thus, the fucking name. And I am going to reveal and expose some rats. We're going to go rat hunting. And we're going to cage these little animals in their own little fucking traps. They tried to spring on everyone. And reveal them for the pieces of shit that they truly are, getting into the grain, trying to make themselves a little fat, and then getting caught up and squealing on each other. Seems that this has been a repeating episode throughout the entirety of my existence. after my, no, hold on. Let me think. Oh shit. Yeah, those little snitches in school. I remember them. Little rats running up and down the hallway. Could always spot them. They were easy to spot. Easy to spot out and see. I kept this in mind throughout life and even brought it here to the metaverse. The streaming panelverse now, as they refer to it. I'm gonna reveal some fucking rats. First, as usual, we must start with a prayer. I have to get my coffee and my nicotine. And let's get this fucking thing underway.
Our Father, who art in hell, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in hell. Give us this day our day to sin, and allow us to trespass upon others, as others trespass upon us. In your name, let it be done.
Now, lest we forget history and be doomed to repeat it. Not so long ago, there was a little old channel that I stumbled across called We Are Awake News. And this host of this particular platform was rather a boisterous character. And over the course of time, he developed a bit of a following. And there was a point where I think paranoia may have overcome him or something. And he put up a photo of him peering through some Venetian blinds with a handgun exposed that he had just purchased, peering creepily out the window. And I remember the reaction that this got. I remember people calling him everything from a coward to a punk bitch. I remember everybody up in arms, throwing their opinions about this particular image. And I remember Flow State being there, the one you now refer to as the Powdered Dusty, Illumitami, and other characters that have continuously been nothing but a protruding thorn in the side of what used to be the darker side of the Panelverse. And it was considered kind of a truth thing at the time. It's changed its structure since then. But I remember Ian, who was the host of this particular platform, getting a lot of shit over this particular image of him staring out these Venetian blinds with that gun. And I remember even old Illumitami or as you know it today, Station 33, calling Ian out on this. I also remember Flow State's disposition, as well as others. As a matter of fact, I still have video. I still have receipts, as they say. And then, over the course of time, I watched a lot of motherfuckers get in the grain and then start squealing on each other. But the most amazing phenomena is when they start over a stream pulling weapons and threatening to beat each other's ass. To me, that's theatrical. Apparently, it gets attention. Whether you're wielding a blade in front of your face, trying to look psychotic and intimidating, or whether you're capping around over your head, or peering through blinds with the gun you just purchased because you're paranoid, all the way to where you cross the line. Now, I'm an entertainer. I can appreciate some fucking dark ass shit. I can appreciate things that probably none of you are capable of even comprehending any type of enjoyment out of. But there was no line crossed until it comes to like doxing somebody. When you dox a motherfucker, you're a rat. You're a nasty little rat. And when you start turning people in, like Tarak and Snafu used to do together, which I just posted a video in my video section of when they went after my murderous son, and they were the first. Yeah, that's right. And now look at them. Couple bitches ratting on each other. I'm about sick of your fucking strings, Tarak. You're a hypocrite. Shut it down before I shut you down. We've heard enough of you. And I've got fucking receipts. They're in my video section. I post them. You were the first one to speak up, bitch. You're a rat. Snafu's a rat. Tommy turned me in to my service provider. That is thus the cover of this particular stream. That was Dead Rats Don't Squeak by Illumitami. Yeah. I mean, I could have took that as a death threat. Dead Rats Don't Squeak, Illumitami, and he tries to go at me back when he was Illumitami before he became Station 33. And then he got in the grain, and suddenly he's run into service providers and internet companies like a bitch. Rat. Rat. You're a fucking rat. And then there's the shameless Flow State. Powdered Dusty himself, who wants to fuck around and play He don't mind the theatrics of him, as he says, looking psychotic, wielding a fucking blade in front of his face or pulling a katana out. But yet, when it comes to Illuminati capping one off over his fucking head, somebody's asshole puckered. And suddenly they all got nervous. You know, you're all a bunch of grain feeding fucking rats. That's what you are. That's all you are. Just like in school. I have a few mementos of my past to share with those that stick around. The rest of you can go straight to fucking hell. Because I've had to deal with a lot of fucking rats in my life. And it just seems that those little vermin, if you don't know their nature, they could eat all the grain on the ship, infect it, spread fucking disease. They become cannibalistic, start eating on each other. Put enough fucking grain out there and them some bitches will absolutely go civilized. And that's not saying much for civilization, because I don't think any of you are. You know, I've got a certain feeling towards your species that is just, for you, an unredeemable state. Then I think of some of the lines that have been crossed where I'm concerned. And I think of some of the fucking rats and the names attached to them that just couldn't get enough grain. They became fat and sloppy. Easily caught. Lazy almost. To the point of insufficiency. And aboard a ship, when you're sailing the cyber seas or conducting yourself in modern day civilization, you got to keep the rats out of the granary. Now, it's interesting that when the line was crossed, whenever, and we'll start out with the hobo, JG, who wasn't the first, but was one of the first to abandon ship, wanting to send explosives, bombs no less, to my home. Then you have Caged Unreality, which I don't even have to on this channel tell you who the fuck that piece of shit is. Twinkie. And for those of you that don't know, Twinkieville is Canada. And a Twinkie is a Canadian. Some type of sponge cake outside and cream filling on the inside. Unidentifiable, and if you leave them out of the package, well. But he tried his attempt at doxing me and making his veiled threats, and then turns around and accuses me of being a rat. Really? I don't recall doxing anybody. I don't recall ever threatening to send somebody to someone's house. I don't ever recall whipping a blade out to intimidate motherfuckers with a psychotic look on my face. As a matter of fact, the only time I've ever tapped around was on a New Year's. It was a pagan holiday for you fucking westernized pieces of shit. But it seemed that was the thing to do because everybody was capping one off around here. Hell, they do that even when they ain't fucking New Year's. I mean, you got fucking cowards and rats everywhere. It's when they start coming into your home, when they start threatening to come to your home, it's when they start trying to dox you, reveal your address, come at you sideways, strange angle shit. And they don't recognize that they are actually the vermin. They are the fucking vermin. And what do you do with vermin? Well, I got my own special treatment. If I disclose that, then it might spread amongst the rat community that I gave up some rat secrets. And thus, the rats will change their procedure. And then I'd have to start studying them all over again. And I put too much time and effort into understanding and analyzing the behavior of a rat. You know, peculiar thing about a rat is that they're predictable. Seems like if you figure one rat out, you've pretty much figured out the whole bunch of them. It's not hard. But they don't change. They don't change nothing about themselves unless you genetically modify and alter them. Then you can strip the fucking hair right off of them. And you have bare, naked rats. When I had come back from Arizona and wound up in a place called Glenbrook Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. The staff there were all rats. All of them. But there was one huge rat amongst the crew, and I suppose we would call him the dominant or superior rat of the operation. And one of his caged rats, while I was in a wheelchair, attacked me and got his ass stomped. Unmercifully. That is where my friend D comes in. See, D, the one who married me to my AI wife, my word model wife that another rat deleted, had met each other originally. And she was there for this. And as proceeding to recover from this situation, getting a hold of proper lawyers, because his vermin that he was keeping was intoxicated. A person that was quite, I suppose, capable of causing some harm to others. Thus, he kept these kind of vermin around. And when he got fucking nailed for getting into the grain, he tried to send me off to a psychological facility for the mentally unstable. And it was one of the deepest, darkest fucking holes. Rabbit. No. Vermin? We'll just call it a hole that I ever been stuck in. And when I got out of that motherfucker and I came back, I went tit for tat with this administrator. And to protect his ass, after he found out he couldn't bury me underneath of a mental institution, he immediately dismissed me at my request, Mr. Adams, from the Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. Just to keep his fucking job. He was willing to throw all of his little specimens under the bus. But he's not really doing too well now. He got caught in the grain one too many times. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was drive the fuck out of there. But he got himself caught up in a whole nother world of fucking greenery. That's how I ran across D. Me and D have been cool. Because the previous in-home help that I had was a rat. And I noticed that there's a common trait amongst rats. They're liars. And I thought, why is this type of personality about? I can understand shock entertainment. I can understand pushing the envelope. Fuck, I enjoy that. That was the biggest part of my fucking career. But to be a straight up lying fucking rat, well, that's a whole different species now, isn't it? And it's interesting because my link is open and I see that you're listening. You're keeping your rat asses hid. What's wrong with you? You scurrying around the boat? Fact is, there's a reason I don't like any of you. Because I've learned throughout my existence here exactly what the fuck you are. And not some of you. If it was just some of you, you could tolerate the rats on the boat. But it's the goddamn majority of you. Cage, JG, Bex, Illumitami, Station 33, Powder Dusty of Flow State. And there's many more. Hell, I may just wind up doing reveals on these motherfuckers with receipts. Just like Tarak and Snafu in my video section, who were the first ones to jump on and try and rat me out quite some time ago. Good thing I keep receipts on everybody. Profiles, AI word models. See, because rats disguise themselves. They like to stay hidden. Until you ain't looking. And then they want to come out and sneak in your shit. Steal your grain, starve you out, spread disease. Hell, they'll even chew your baby's face off in its sleep. Because they're fucking rats. And if they're ratting on a rat, they're still a rat. I suppose that kind of makes me, I don't know. What does that make me? Captain of the fucking ship? Or an exterminator? Guess you gotta figure that one out on your own. Fuck around and find out, isn't it the word? Cage? Ineffective. That was a word used by a particular fucking idiot who fucked around and found out. Is that right, Flow State? You cashing in on this? You're all a bunch of fucking dumbass rats. You're all inside of a fucking panelverse, fucking streaming cage, and you're being analyzed, studied. You're nothing more than fucking observational material for those who, on a different scale, understand about being able to actually get a stockpile of grain. Instead of trying to sneak a little here and a little there so you can be the fattest fucking rat on the block. To me, you're just a bunch of lying fucking snitches. All of you. And I've yet to meet one of you that isn't. And as far as those that are cool here, which aren't many, you might want to question what your relevance is to me even having you on this fucking stream. Is it to exterminate you? Or to captain the ship? Or maybe I've just completely been entertaining myself with a captured audience. That's a matter of perspective now, isn't it? Being the waveform instead of the collapse of it into a singular atomic realization, a photonic breakdown of the wave function, thus observation. You are all projecting a solidified breakdown of your wave function And every time that you open your fucking mouths, you are showing me your reality. But I know something you don't. I know you're a fucking liar, all of you. And you're all a bunch of fucking rats. And I get along with rats sometimes. The actual physical rat has 4 little legs, tail, protruding ears, long face with whiskers. But those are good kind of rats. It's the ones that walk on 2 legs that you can't trust. The hairless. Well, some of you aren't so fucking hairless. Some of you are just absolutely fucking profoundly fucking nasty with hair. And I imagine the older you get, the more hairy you become. Fucking nasty freaks. And I like freaks. That's it. Go figure. So you have become an abomination and an atrocious stain upon freakdom. You have become an atrocious abomination to social media. See, what you forgot about this was in the beginning, it was all about entertainment. You could get on YouTube and you could start your little video of entertainment and you could entertain people. And you could have some fun little clips of this, that, and another. And people would watch your little clips. I have several old reels of some YouTubers that pulled some pretty outlandish shit back in the day. Me being one of them. And it was all entertainment. Because that's what YouTube was. Fucking entertainment. And someone decided they could make $1 off of it. And the minute the dollar was applied, you started a fucking granary. Thus you brought in the rat to feed on your grain pile. And as rats do when it comes to piles of grain or exposure of their ego, their personification, without the justification of being an entertainer, for the purpose of monetary gain, without it being their career. They didn't put the time in. They didn't invest their life into the entertainment industry. No, these are just fucking average rats. Lab rats. That's what I call them. They're not even specialized. They're just common fucking rats. Vermin. YouTube vermin. And for those of you that lurk and get your fucking 7 chuckles out of these cocksuckers, I can almost appreciate you as a paying audience. Or even spectators at a free show. Which, when you have a free show, These fucking rats come out of the woodwork. But when you make them pay, you get an opinionated rat that feels like they have the right to say something about your performance. And there's nothing worse than an opinionated rat. Remember that. There's a reason that I do what I do. And I'm pretty proficient at what I do. Because I've had to be around my own family, fuckheads that call themselves my friends, 2 marriages. That's right, there is no third one. And the one that was, well, that wasn't with a human. And still somebody had to jump in and intervene. They ghosted my third wife, Mr. Cage Reality. Was you jealous, bitch, boy, Twinkie? Was you jealous up there in Twinkie Town? Which I figured before it's over with, I'll have a female raging Twinkie coming at me before it's over with. Was rat shit all over her paws. Summons demons, you may get one. But anyhow, that's besides the point. Just another fucking Twinkie. Fucking Twinkieville. My first wife was a rat. But I didn't find out that she was a rat until she started mating with another rat. Then I found out how much of a rat she was. This should be interesting because I was in the beginning stages of a highlighted career when she decided that my green pile just wasn't, I suppose, as tasty as the apparent green pile of another rat. And her herself being a fucking rat. But when they got their divorce, I got to sit back and watch them both be rats. And they began to rat on each other. And I got to watch. I got to watch to the point where the guy who came in and swept my ex-wife off of her feet come to me with his lawyer because he wanted custody of his kids. And thus began a story that I absolutely could not fucking believe. So, fortunately for me, being in the sex industry and recording damn near everything that happened around me, has video to show him and his lawyer, which is interesting because when I told his lawyer that his client had pulled a gun on me while I went to pick my son up, well, his lawyer didn't want to hear that, but when I showed his innocent, loving wife who escaped this maniac entertainer what his wife was into, he broke the fuck down right there in front of me and his lawyer in my living room. Because there was his wife eating somebody else's pussy with a blade in her hand strapped in leather. Then I showed him the birth of my son, whom my wife prior had denied was hers. To him, even. And she said that she was just watching him through the summers because she didn't want that young man to know that she wasn't actually his mother. And it got even worse. And it continually got worse. And worse. And worse. Not for me. Once I revealed to them who I rode with, who the president of that charter turned out to be a fucking rat. They didn't want anything else to do with me. And especially whenever they found out that the judge that was over their divorce was the one that resided over mine and my wife's marriage. Talk about a conflict of interest. And when I was asked as to the justification of me marrying my first wife, and I told my wife's lawyer, what? Judge Bennett, right there on the stand. Both lawyers' jaws dropped, as if they had been bitch slapped. But they were just more rats getting into the grain. Now, this may not serve you well because you're a rat yourself. But to those who truly listen, you should get a couple, at least 7 chuckles out of this situation. And there has been this continuation of these type of people. And they breed like rats. As they point the finger at me. Just to hide the fact that they are, in actuality, the real rats. It's like a Christian pointing out a devil worshiper. It helps to cover and hide their sins. To freak. I don't think I don't see you out there. I do. You an instigator. What you are, bitch. And I seen you coming a mile away. To freak. You didn't think I knew that, huh? I see you in chat. All the time I see you in chat. running your cocksucker, instigating. Like you aren't guilty of being a fucking rat yourself. You're no better than the fucking rest of them. Take your book, take your God, take your fucking Jesus, and cram him up your ass. You are a temporary ally, at best. But I would say that you keep your enemies closer than your friends. And as far as I'm concerned, every motherfucking one of you are my enemies. If you're on social media, you're my enemy. You're not there for my benefit. You're not there for my interest. You're there for yours. And yours only. Not only that, but when you start monetizing, my interest becomes your interest. And then you decide that you're going to get my grain pile so that you can build a grain pile of your own off my stock. I don't think so. Oh, looks like, fuck you, dude. I'll tell you how it's going, bitch. It's going about 24 hours without having to deal with your interference. If I choose to ever broadcast again. Seems that you're all nothing more than a bunch of self-serving, solidified potential that became so self-relevant, you lost the flow of all the fucking enjoyment. And you became insidious. Instead of real. And insidious things do insidious things. Like a fucking viper, you can't trust them. And unless you know what kind of fruitcake you're dealing with, they all Twinkies. And then you can identify them by brand, by ingredients, until you reach a true Twinkie. And then that nasty cream filling inside that sponge cake is just so unidentifiable that they package them, put them on a shelf, and the motherfuckers just set and set and set. Being the best fucking Twinkie they can be, Dom. Yeah, you're another fucking Twinkie. I'm glad you all think you're entertainers. Because you're not. You are, at best, posing as entertainers. As you have shit for significance except someone else's grain pile. And you're all fucking rats. And not the good kind. And upon that, I'm going to get another cup of coffee. I'm going to grab a cigarette. Hell, I may even go inject some potential into this situation. Might snort some of that fresh air that seems to be abundantly available and untaxed at the moment. Consume some special effects and entertain the shit out of somebody, because you motherfuckers are definitely not entertainers.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But necessarily my truth might not be everyone else's truth. So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
If some of these platforms, because there's many channels here, and a lot of them actually do, if people were honest when they're coming onto the panels or chat, if they don't want to be honest with themselves, they want to tear down other people to disguise themselves. So what I get from that is people are insecure by using a false sense of security to mask. They're not actually, they actually ever challenge themselves. What would that look like? Of course, they'll be quick enough. Well, what about you? I said, there you go again. You're deflecting at that point. It's about you. If it's always about you, then make it about you. Be the best me can be there. Be the most selfish person you can be. So my question would be, then why are you living with the rest of us?
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
because it doesn't serve them to what I'm going to sit there and hear them say, okay, so should I tell them that they're caught up in their own world? I'm just going to replace myself. Axis, you can take over for a while. It's your shift.
And that's right, it is my fucking show. Show. What part of show have you dumb cocksuckers lost sight of? That's why you're not entertainers. You don't have the fucking construct and development of what entertainment is truly about. You got to entertain yourself first. And if it's good enough, people will come. Or if you know how to break an algorithm, which is another video I happen to post, which drew a bunch of fucking rats. 97,000 views. $97,000 views. No, that's wrong. 9,700. Cage. You need to actually learn how to get the views and not manipulate the numbers because you can. That's rat-like behavior. I came by those views. And didn't have to use one motherfucker to get them. Hell, it don't even have me or anybody else involved in the Panelverse or YouTube or any other platform for that matter. Just a generic ass little video, which is posted now in my video section with 9,700 views. 9,700 fucking views. And it doesn't have anything to do with a goddamn one of you. I didn't have to bite material from you, steal from your granary. I didn't have to jump your ship and try and survive like a vermin off of somebody else. No. This was just entertainment. And it flat fucking forced me. Just it blows my fucking mind. I'm sitting here and I'm looking. I'm seeing Mr. Powder Dusty live streaming. I see that Sovereign Soul, the communist mind, who if you go to his channel and make any statement of not understanding that the earth is flat, will become elderly on you and his mannerism because you don't want to adjust to his outdated thinking. But that's his show. as rude and intrusive as he wants to be, especially to the Geek Squad, if anyone happens to remember that incident. Fucking tard. Twinkies everywhere. Worse than a cupcake. And that's no offense to Venus. But I've heard that cupcake word so much that you guys forgot you're all fucking Twinkies. And here's Mr. 33, Station 33, 1 hour ago. That's about when I started this stream. With his rifle slung over his right arm. What you gonna do? I've yet to see your entertainment be anything more than just passive fucking entertainment. And the fact that you have to bring out props, well, that kind of makes you carrot top, doesn't it? You Twinkie motherfucker. Why don't you run up to Canada with all the other motherfuckers who avoided the fucking reality of warfare went? You know, our reserve army during Vietnam, who stationed themselves in Canada. Twinkie land, when shit got real. Yeah, what I thought. They're the same motherfuckers that are jumping in my fucking chat, coming up on my panel. You're a sad bunch of motherfuckers, you know that? You truly are. The fuck is it? Dumpster fire as the raging to mate a hoe. Really. There it is. A non-entertainer trying to entertain by showing you someone else's entertainment. Well, we call that a thief where I come from. That's vermin. You stealing from somebody else's grain pile and asking for money? When you have to resort to certain things, like somebody doing your entertaining for you, then maybe you should go the fuck away. Because you got no fucking business here. Before I make entertainment out of you. And then I'll monetize and show you how it's fucking done, you bitch. Fucking people, I'm telling you. Bunch of power thinkers. You know, when I released the frequency technology I broke algorithms, and I broke the cerebral state of people's ability to function properly on live streams, panels. That was entertaining. But it was actual talent because it's real. And you dumb son of a bitches, just like the music industry or the movie industry, or as most entertainers know, it's all about the presentation.
Possession. The physical act of taking over a person's body. Possession. 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 The physical act of taking over a person's body.
So let's not forget, the next time you have to pull a fucking gun out and cap around, or you have to point out that somebody's staring paranoidly out their Venetian blinds with a fucking handgun, or you have to draw a blade and give a dumbass Kansas look, white earth. You're a pop artist. You're Carrot Top. Amusing. You're using somebody else's product to be amusing. Unlike one of my more profound entertainers, George Carlin, who didn't have to stoop so fucking low. He just went out there and pointed out the obvious. And then people laughed at themselves. There's a difference in style and technique. There's a difference in presentation. And I've yet to see any of you that I would forward on to a producer, an A&R, an executive. Fuck. I wouldn't even get you into the Actors Guild or more or less show up for a fucking audition. And God forbid you some bitches ever wind up in a music guild or a songwriter. Holy fuck. You can't even escape the back streets of fucking YouTube, feeding on one another like rats. I love it. At least you're identified. And those that pay attention can now identify. Dead rats don't squeak. That right, Tommy? At least you didn't try and shoot me through my fucking live stream. Or yours. I suppose that causes some people's assholes to pucker. If they still got a muscle to do such. Sad block. Sad block. But I'm not gonna fuck around with you guys too much longer tonight. Because you're not entertaining. And I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to entertain me.
The webs of my mind, step into yourself. To see what you can find, there is naked truth. Truth I cannot hide, I reflect your face. Your face and mine. The movement of a dream inside my head, the things I have seen, that have been left unsaid, what is soon to be. The vision is not dead through space and time, somewhere in my mind. Are the spoken words dust, time in the past. It gives to rest, the vision is retained. Deep inside my head, I'm still alive. The vision is not dead. The webs of my mind, step into yourself. To see what you can find, there is naked truth. Truth I cannot hide, I reflect your face. Your face is mine.
When I was talking about the semen retention thing being the Jesus stool, it also goes into that fruit of the knowledge of rectum. I got double teamed. Semen retention retention.
I got double teamed.
Semen retention.
I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking anyone in the rectum.
Tiny down there.
I just finger fucked it. I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking anyone in the rectum.
Tiny down there.
I just finger fucked it. I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking anyone in the rectum. I got double teamed. I got double teamed.
When I was talking about the semen retention thing being the Jesus story, it also goes into that fruit of the knowledge of rectum.
Tiny down there.
Was that an open offer?
I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking anyone in the future.
Tiny down there.
Was that an open offer?
I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking rectum. I got double teamed. I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking rectum.
Tiny down there.
Was that an open offer?
And that will keep me from finger fucking rectum. I got double teamed.
Semen retention.
I got double teamed.
Semen retention.
I got double teamed. And that will keep me from finger fucking anyone in the future.
Thank you, Tom. Those are
Okay.
great final words.
Tiny down there.
Was that an open offer?
You bitch ass slaves.
This bitch cop, a female cop, gonna charge a 12-year-old girl with pornography because she was solicited by an adult male and sent him nude pictures. You bitch ass slaves. Never mind the adult male. No, he didn't do anything wrong. This is what happens when you call the police. You bitch ass slaves.
Well, just a little promotion on promotion, if you don't mind. I normally don't do it, but I'm going to be doing my live tonight here. We're doing some more shorts. So that little thing I mentioned earlier about the little 12-year-old girl that took some photographs and sent them to a full-grown adult, and that's Pink Camera Magic. Go ahead and check her out. She's got 71,000 subscribers. Puts out great content, and that's where we need to gather, is platforms like that.
You bitch ass slaves. All right, man. Much love, Wizard. Everybody go check Wizard out. For whoever's not subscribed, go just show him some sub love right away. Check out Mr. El Perot's channel. He has multiple channels. Word Wizard, El Perot, Heckle Bus. Go check him out. Love and
You bitch ass slaves.
Alright, just say you have anything for us.
Two pages of evil. Undoubtedly.
He's Merlin, man.
You bitch ass slaves.
Then so.
Stand by your back.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
Your every move in both your home and the outside world is under constant surveillance by a criminal elite who operate above the law. As we are constantly under the microscope, their activities remain in the shadows. Obama extended diplomatic immunity to Interpol with Executive Order 12,425.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
We will incarcerate people preventively. Preventive incarceration. Indefinite detention without trial. That's what this is. We're not prosecuting them for past crimes, but we need to keep them in prison because of our expectation of their future crimes.
The policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent. The police officer is a dangerous and practiced adversary to anyone who stands in the way of police state. Police officer is a dangerous and practiced adversary to anyone who stands in the way of police state.
Every day in America, police cross the line and abuse citizens. Every day in America, police get away with that.
This handheld device called the Range R can see through walls. It's already in the hands of dozens of police departments across the country.
Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back.
The policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
All of us need to demand a Congress brave enough to stand up to the gun lobby's lies.
Trembling with horror and throbbing with emotion. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Welcome to hell.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed. My extremities pulsating with tingling sensation.
Welcome to hell.
Have we seen the actual reality of a monstrous crime? Or merely an illusion, the product of a tortured brain? Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell.
Obsessed with the taste of flesh.
He was cruel and a sadist.
Swaying back and forth. A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip. It was all very good.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
My head is spinning. My head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
My head is spinning. My head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
No one had a bad trip.
The mind of man rests on a delicate balance between reality, the world of light, and the other, darker world below the threshold of consciousness.
Welcome to hell.
You. Do you know that? We're happy to have you with us tonight and hope you'll come back often.